The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to another special episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast, and I'm joined today by writer, producer and actress Caroline Spence. Hello, Caroline.
Hello there. Hello there. I'm not sure about the actress bit. I've done a bit, but
Yeah, you have actually
varying degrees of success.
Fair enough. It's lovely to have you on the show. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Very pleased.
So I normally start off with a simple question, which is like, how did you get into making films or being involved in the making of films? And we concentrate mainly on sort of horror and sci-fi, and I know you've done a bit of that. So how did you get into the horror side of things?
Well, we've tried to get into the horror side of things. Predominantly, we kicked off our feature filmmaking careers with a thriller, drama thriller, and then another thriller. So I think we did about 3 thrillers before we tried to do horror, which I think our first one was Surveilled, which was shot on a smartphone. And so that was that one. And then we did it again with Cast and Kill. But our horrors are a little bit wimpy. We're not very we're not very good at all the blood and guts and slashery type of thing. So because we're older, we kind of like more of a fans of the Hitchcock slow burn stuff, which we've tried to do. So ours is more psychological horror rather than zombies and vampires. I mean, we've talked to we had a laugh with Paul Cockgrove at the Southend Horror on Sea Film Festival, and we were saying he got surveilled into that festival, and we were saying we were surprised he got it in because it's not really a horror, and he did agree with us. So we were lucky there, I think.
I think that the thing is that with thrillers, quite often they deal with quite dark and psychological sort of areas, and I don't know. I mean, you can say that some people have this idea that if there aren't people being killed and the blood and guts and that sort of thing everywhere, then it's not really a horror. But I don't agree with that necessarily. I think psychological horrors can be just as disturbing, and even more so sometimes than blood and gut slashers.
Yeah, they are for me. I mean, I do like horror, but I only like a certain kind of horror.
Yeah.
I'm not so, because I'm a wimp. I'm not so good on body parts being cut off and that kind of thing. So my kind of horror is the more suspenseful, tension-fueled kind of stories, a bit like going back in the day to The Omen of 1979. I watched that film so many times, and it still scares me because I find the most effective horror for me personally is something that, I mean, I'm not saying that the devil is walking around in child form, but for me, horror is something that could happen in real life.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what got you into the filmmaking thing anyway? Because I mean, if you were writing and stuff like that, but how did you get into doing films?
Well, it was just by accident, really. I got involved in ITV's answer to A Place in the Sun on Tenerife, and it was called I Want That House.
Right.
And the actual realtor didn't want to be on television, so I don't know why, a bit dodgy. So they asked me to do it.
Right.
I know nothing about selling houses, so it was a complete make-believe. Anyway, I did that, and we went away and we thought, we'll have a go, because we've always been creatives anyway. And we thought we'd have a go at making documentaries, and we started off making documentaries and extreme sports documentaries, historical,
Yeah.
natural history. It's all very tame. And then we started making making money in the corporate video world, which was very boring. And and in the end, I started writing screenplays, and I thought, that's it. I've always loved movies. I've always
Yeah.
been a big movie fan. So we started writing and dabbling in the movie making world, and here we are today, still dabbling and still trying to improve and learn and stretch our wings.
I mean, as you say, you did sort of thrillers and dramas and sort of crime things, that sort of thing. But Surveilled is kind of like cybercrime. Um, so I've seen it described in various places as a cybercrime thriller, a horror drama, and a thriller horror. So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't given them the film those titles. It is normally the distributors that do that, because they're trying to get people, get the clicks on the film and get people
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
the film. But yes, it's I don't know. I'm trying to remember it. It was a while back when we made it, but yes, it does involve cyber surveillance and technology, and a little bit of a few scares here and there. It's more about, I suppose, it's more of a crime investigator. He's investigating.
yeah.
He thinks he's discovered the identity of a serial killer, and so he investigates that and gets himself into hot water as a result.
And in the next one, 2023, was Casting Kill, which was
Mm.
it again. It's various places. Comedy horror thriller was like the description I saw for it. Uh, why that one, it seems to lean more towards horror than the others. What was that a conscious decision, or was it?
Yes, well, we were digging deep into the Hitchcockian side of the horror genre,
Right.
and yes, there is satirical humor in it. It was shot. Yeah, I mean, we try to gross people out a little bit with severed toes and fingers and things. I think it was just toes, and but it was a bit of a mad production. We shot it in central London in one studio over 6 days, and it nearly killed us. But anyway, it did really well on the festival circuit. It's still not an extreme horror film. It's more of a subtle. It's another tame horror film, and plays more on the psychological side, I suppose, and the tension. That's
Yeah.
what we were trying to achieve anyway: tension and suspense.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, as I say, I don't know. I like lots of different types of horror,
Mm.
and I think there's a place for all of them, and psychological horrors and things like that. It's like, I mean, I hear a lot of people saying one of my favourite films is still The Exorcist, and a lot of people say to me it's not scary, it's not, and I can go, well, it depends on your point of view, and it's kind of, I've always seen the Exorcist as being more of a psychological horror than a out and out blood and guts horror, because it's kind of,
Definitely.
it's much more to do with the personality change and
Mm.
that kind of thing. And I think sometimes that can be as strong, if not stronger, than somewhere where you've got somebody go around cutting people up with a knife.
Well, yes. I mean, it's more of a, what they say about don't show the shark. I mean, Jaws worked in the end really, really well because the shark wouldn't work, and so he was forced to keep it hidden from the audience for a long,
Yeah.
long time. And this is what scares me about horror films, and including The Exorcist. I have to admit, The Exorcist is too scary for me. I've never seen all of it in one go. I tried to read the book, I couldn't. It was too scary. I told you I'm a wimp. But I've studied The Exorcist. I've seen about the making of it. How they made it, and
Yeah.
and it's just an all-out classic, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
one of the scariest films out there.
Your last one, or the last one I found for you, was 2024 Daggers In.
Oh yeah, that's just been released.
That's just been released. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's more of a murder mystery than a
yeah.
horror.
It's not a horror. The distributors have been marketing it as a horror,
Yeah,
which I think was a bit of a mistake, but because people are expecting a horror, but they're not getting it. Yeah, we've always said it's a murder mystery. It's more of a brooding, lowbrow kind of like murder mystery with a sprinkling of supernatural element to it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and so yes, that's just been released, and it's the first time actually we've gone with a proper distributor and sales agent. So
Okay.
this is definitely a big learning curve for us because it's a tiny little movie that's made on $15,000, something like that, or less, and it's been given this big hoo-ha launch, and it's like, this is a bit much for our tiny little film. People are taking it too seriously. There's a lot of humor in that film as well, but we've had some very good responses to it, and some interesting comments. It's not a perfect film, but it's certainly, well, a lot of people are finding it quite intriguing, and then they're enjoying it. So I'll take that.
Cool. I mean, I mean, you write. Do you write all of the films that you do, or have you worked on films that have been done by other people?
No, we've only ever worked on our in-house projects.
Right.
Because we, as I say, we never went to film school. We're still learning in a way. Where each film we make, we're learning. So what happens is, James invariably comes up with an idea. I come up with ideas as well, but then we go with James's ideas, and then he'll write them. He'll come up with a rough treatment, then I turn it into a screenplay after many many discussions and examining plot points and things like that. So no, it's interesting. A lot of people, we get a lot of people sending us their screenplays, even though we say we they think we're bigger than we are. They
Right.
think we've got these big offices and lots of money to invest, and if they did a bit of due diligence, they'd find out we don't. So we can't work on anybody else's because we struggle to make our own. In the
Yeah.
future, who knows? If we make it big one day, get some real money in.
Well, you never know. I mean, other small companies have managed to build themselves up quite well.
Exactly.
Um, I saw you have one called, now I don't know, is the pronunciation the Finca?
The Finca. Yes.
Finca. It's Finca, which I
Yes.
believe is a Spanish term for a kind of like it's like a sort of country mansion.
Well, it kind of covers a broad remit. I mean, I've been in fincas that are little more than a goat shed,
All right.
but generally, it's like an estate in Spain with land and outbuildings, things, but they can be very small as well. Yeah, so that's effectively what it is. It's a house with a bit of land.
Okay. And that's in, is that in pre-production, or have you actually started making that? Yeah.
No, it's in pre-production. We're working on it now,
Okay.
as we speak. So we're in Spain at the moment on this boat,
Oh,
and so that's what we're working on,
and that's
and hopefully we'll be able to finish it off this year.
now
That's the
that
plan.
I saw listed as being a horror mystery thriller.
Yes, it's going to. I know, once again, those different genres mixing.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of like really roll our sleeves up on this one now and make it a solid horror.
Okay.
So we're going to be digging deep on the scary stuff, trying to put our big boy pants on and get a proper horror out there.
Oh,
So
cool.
I mean, once again, it probably won't have severed limbs or anything like that, but it'd be more, as we discussed, the Exorcist, and not the Exorcist, obviously, but
Yeah. But
that kind of tension and
Yeah, I mean,
foreboding and fear.
it's the building up of atmosphere and things like that can be quite,
Mm.
it can be quite chilling sometimes when it's done properly.
Yes,
Done
yes,
well.
yeah, definitely, definitely is. I think there's quite a few horrors coming out at the moment that I like that. So I'm looking forward to watching some more of those, and hopefully maybe the tide is turning in our favour. So more towards the
Yeah,
suspense and the tension rather than the blood and guts.
yeah. I mean, I think that the you get this thing in sort of waves every so many years. You get this sort of wave of like slasher type movies, and then you
Mm.
get a wave of like psychological horrors, and so maybe it is coming round to that again. The wheels turning again to that
Yeah.
side of things a bit more. Um, so apart from the Thinker, is there anything else you've got you are planning to be working on, or that you're in?
We've we have so many different projects and so many different ideas. Got so many different completed screenplays that we haven't been able to move into production. But yes, we're always working on. We're always looking ahead,
Right.
and we come up with ideas all the time. It's getting a bit exhausting because we just haven't got the time or the resources to make everything. But yeah, we hope to make. We have a couple more lined up. Definitely moving into 2027. We've got a couple lined up as well. So yeah, it's all hands to the pump to get these films out there because we just love doing it,
Yeah.
and it's something that's addictive. I'm addicted to it now, and I don't know if I can stop.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, no.
trapped.
I think it does kind of take over. You become sort of like that's all you want to do, really. It's
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Because I've always been a creative. I've always been a writer.
yeah,
James has always been into photography and art. Me as well. I draw pencil art. Well, I did when I had more time. So yeah, I mean, we're just creatives. We can't get out of it. That's who we are. It's in our DNA.
nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
Um, so when are you expecting to start work on the Thinker?
Well, we're working on it now, and we're hoping to get it completed in the autumn.
Oh,
So
okay,
this autumn. Yeah,
okay. And
yeah,
will you be putting that out to festivals and things, or
yeah,
yeah?
yes, yeah. I mean, the next one we're going to be releasing will be Cult Night. That's just with a sound designer now.
Oh, okay,
It's not a horror; it's a neo noir thriller, and I'm going to be hopefully getting that into some good festivals. And the
okay,
same is going to be with the Finker. I'm going to, definitely. I love festivals. I love attending them
yeah,
and seeing the first audience reactions and meeting other filmmakers and watching other films myself. It's just such a wonderful networking opportunity and a place to
absolutely,
visit, a chance to visit places I wouldn't normally have thought of going. So
yeah.
yeah,
No, that's good, good. Okay, so I look forward to. I mean, maybe Cult Night really doesn't come into our sort of thing, but it looks an interesting film, and as I say, the Thinker, I'm looking forward to
yes.
looking out for that at the festivals when that comes out. Um, what's the name of your company again? Because I completely got to say it earlier.
Raya Films.
Raya Films. Okay,
Raya Films, yes.
okay.
Yeah. It's
Um,
it's actually derived from the Spanish word for a ray, the animal manta ray. I was going to
oh,
call it
okay.
Manta Ray Films, but somebody else already had that, so we thought because we got a connection with Spain, we'll turn it into the Spanish version.
I was going to ask about why you decided to do the Thinker as a Spanish sort of estate that you were doing on. Is it because you have the connections there already?
Well, not really. It's just we know Spain. We just came up with the idea. And it's beautiful light out here to film. Amazing terrain.
Yeah,
You got, I mean, where we are, we're in Almeria province, where you got the Tabernas Desert, which is Europe's only true desert. So it's really, really dry. So it's quite an unusual environment here. And then you've got the mountains with the pine forests, and there's a lot to not. I'm not saying we're going to be filming in all these places, but the options are there if we wanted to. So so it's just one of those things. We're both associated with Spain, and we thought it'd be nice to shoot something out here. We've already filmed in Spain a few times, but try with the Finca this time, and really get the horror right.
Okay, well, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. Look forward to that. I wish you all the best with Cult Night and with the Finca and
Thank
your
you.
future projects. I will look out for them. Everybody out there, look out for stuff from Raya Films, and I will put links up to social media and stuff like that so that people can keep an eye on what's going on with Caroline and her work. Thank you very much for being on the show. It's been really good to talk to you.
Thank you, Andy. It's nice to meet you and to have a chat. It's been great.
And everybody out there, keep an eye out for Caroline's films, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.